Titi live in the Gambia, courtesy of the Staff Association of the National Broadcaster. Friday, May 23rd, 2014 is the Mega Gala dinner at the Pinchimi Hall, Paradise Suites Hotel, commencing at 8 p.m. And television services. Diamond tables, $50,000, gold tables, $40,000, and individual tickets, $1,000 only. Saturday, May 24, 2014 is the Grand Dance at the Paradise Suites Hotel, commencing at 8 p.m. Tickets, $300, VIP, $500 only. Surprise Gambian artists are also performed on both events. Support the Gambia Radio and Television Service Staff Association to ensure enhanced service delivery and make GRTS a world-class national broadcaster and pace setter in the sub-region. Titi live in the Gambia, courtesy of the GRTS Staff Association. Welcome back. The African Development Bank, ADB, has pledged to set up a special fund to finance Africa's massive infrastructure projects. This pledge was made in Rwanda as part of events marking 50 years since the ADB was established. The bank has over the years spent colossal sums of money in several African nations. As we hear in this report by CFI, the special fund is expected to boost emerging economies.
Rwanda has been hosting the annual African Development Bank meetings in its capital, Kigali, since Thursday. The event marks the institution's 50th anniversary. The African Development Bank says the economy is taking off. The bank announced an average growth of 5% due to global demand for primary resources, the emergence of a middle class of 400 million consumers, and a rush of foreign investors. Experts say emerging economies have played an important role.
The diversification of partners, the involvement of emerging economies like China, which is the #1 partner with Africa, if we consider that in 2009 the country surpassed the United States in terms of commercial quotas with Africa.
To finance development on the continent, the African Development Bank hopes to attract even more foreign investors. On Thursday, the bank announced the creation of a co-financing fund in cooperation with the People's Bank of China worth $2 billion over 10 years.
It is not at all alone. It is a sign of trust with the central bank to give us $2 billion to manage our resources.
Despite economic progress in Africa, there remains the issue of poor governance, and there needs to be more transparency and less corruption.
If the problem of corruption is not resolved, I don't think we'll get there. It's purely political. We have to go beyond the rhetoric. We have to put into practice what we promised.
The bank's main priority is financing infrastructure in the energy sector. Investment is needed in dams, wind and solar energy, road and rail transportation, as well as access to drinking water, sanitation, and information technology. These domains are considered essential for African economies to really take off.
Thailand's new military rulers have started asserting themselves at a time when the dust surrounding the martial law is yet to settle. However, some protesters are blaming themselves, having endured 6 months of protests. Details in this report by the CFI again.
Anti-government protesters in Thailand are packing up their camps following the announcement on Thursday by Army Chief General Prayut Chan-o-cha that the army had staged a coup d'etat. After nearly 7 months of political upheaval in which 28 people died, the military declared martial law, shutting down television stations, imposing a curfew, and prohibiting all demonstrations. While the Thai opposition believes the coup was necessary to oust Yingluck Shinawatra and her government, there is no guarantee that it will usher in the changes they have been fighting for. I'm very disappointed because we spent more than 6 months protesting, and the people have gained nothing. Now that the army has taken over, people like us will never be heard.
If the army answers our demands and goes ahead with the reforms, then okay. But if it doesn't, then I'll come back.
On Friday, the military summoned nearly 100 political leaders from the former government and the opposition. Among them, former Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra, who was removed from office by the Thai court earlier this month. Ms. Shinawatra, the sister of Thaksin Shinawatra, is one of 155 political figures whom the army has prohibited from leaving the country. General Prayut says his troops had taken control in order for the country to return to normal, which means, as it has in the nation's 11 previous coups, protecting the nation's constitutional monarchy. Months of demonstrations have pitted supporters of the monarchy, the so-called yellow shirts, against the red shirts of former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. General Prayut is also considered responsible for a military operation against a camp of red shirts in 2010, in which more than 90 people were killed and 2,000 injured.
At least 31 people died in northwest China during a deadly violence allegedly engineered by Muslim fundamentalists. The region has a reputation for stoking religious conflicts. The latest incident prompted the Chinese authorities to visit the scene and commiserate with relations. The U.S. State Department has condemned the violence and said those responsible should be brought to book.
Multiple bomb attacks killed 31 people Thursday morning at an open-air market in Urumqi, the capital of the northwestern Xinjiang region of China. The Chinese Public Security Minister immediately went to assess the damages and visit the injured. President Xi Jinping vowed to severely punish the terrorists and crack down hard on them. This region, which is home to the mainly Muslim Uyghur minority, has seen periodic violence, including the harsh repression of the Chinese authorities and attacks by the Muslim separatist fundamentalist Uyghur. The inhabitants denounced the violence on both sides.
Those who did this cannot represent the Xinjiang people, since they violated the principles of the Quran, which advocates true goodness, mercy and peace, and patriotism.
This handful of terrorists cannot represent the Xinjiang people of different ethnic groups. Their intentions are vicious, and they are not able to get what they want.
The U.S. State Department denounced these latest attacks against innocent civilians and expressed condolences to their families. The Uyghur World Congress did the same and blamed Beijing for not holding talks to find solutions to the problems.
Give the Chinese Communist Party a kiss, and the Chinese Communists took power out of the barrel of the gun, so they believe that's the only way to deal with every problem. They used the gun for 65 years to suppress Uyghurs, Tibetans, everybody else. But the problems are not disappearing, they're only getting bigger.
These bombings occurred the day after 39 Uyghurs were handed heavy sentences of up to 15 years in prison for having broadcast terrorist videos.
We now take our second break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's a free show. It's a free show with a difference. Come out en masse. Let's celebrate the day in grand style, featuring the biggest, the hottest, the greatest artist lineup coming out of the Gambia. Hey, happy birthday to Mr. President.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. We see you long life, peace and prosperity.
Happy birthday to the President all day, every day. Salute.
Hey, na tamuna ning kukuto. Pachak I post the car no yuru the pobaro. Hey, me never caring. Allah boy, I'm yanchola mo aka pachaki. Happy birthday, President. Hey, alame simayala. Boom.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. We love you.
It's your boy, we're keeping it real, and I'm wishing my President happy birthday.
We're celebrating the President's birthday with a difference this year.
Alame bali. Ya ike gelen kwe me long ike kele. Hey. Atirinka narika broki ateli ala na nyadi happy birthday to Mr. President. Atirinka narika yo.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, President Jammeh. Happy birthday to you.
Who can des bés bu màgga màgga bi yéena ko moom Saturday 24th of May 2014 9 p.m. ba Ganaar Sap te Serekunda Westminster Stadium di bés bi tundu yi di Kanifing Municipal Council KMC and the Daily Observer in a spectacular mega explosive birthday celebration di màggal bési juddu njiiti réew mi ci Ngandum Music Festival bu fi musuta am